Alright guys, hey, welcome to Grip Shops Commander. This is Jared, and today I'm doing something a little different. I don't want to do gameplays, deck techs. Today we're actually going to do a little bit of an arts. We're going to turn my Jalira Master Polymophest into a 3D card. So, those who don't know what that means, I basically have multiple versions. I got 7 copies of these of Jalira Master Polymophest. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn her into a 3D version. So you got different. I'm going to cut her into layers, and layer on top of layers, and then have buffer cards. And so I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing and how I did it, and to get the end result. So if you guys like this type of stuff, then subscribe. If you don't like it, still subscribe, because we have a lot of other cool Commander and Magic the Gathering stuff. So let us know if you like it. And here we go. Here is the Alteration of Jalira Master Polymophest. Alright guys, to start this project, what you have to have is several copies of the exact same card, and also you need some fluffer cards. So these fluffer cards, so instead of using 1,000 copies of Jalira to get space, you just use these cards, which are going to go in between the layers, and you're going to cut them so it fits perfectly. You need a hard surface to cut on. I'm using this square ruler, which I don't care if it gets all cut up. Some glue, extra blades for your X-Acto knife, which you need X-Acto knife, and some clamps, which I find easier to use these clamps when you're gluing the things together, and also when you're cutting the fluffer cards, which I'll kind of show you how I do that. So enjoy. All right, guys. So when you're doing this, what you want to do is actually look at the layers that are in the picture that you're doing. So Jalira, she has, whatever you're seeing first and last. So the first thing that you're really seeing when you look at this card, the closest thing to you, is the rabbit and the crocodile being transformed, and the table, her stand there, her arms, the pots are probably about the same. And you kind of see where the layers are at, what layers are connected at the same distance. So like maybe this chair piece that's sticking out is a different layer than this back piece, which is probably the same as that pot. We have the back wall, which is another layer. We're going to have this doorway with some books in one layer, and the very back is going to be that final layer. So that I always like to go from back going forward. So we're going to start with this being our main layer, which is back here by Jalira's her little back hallway, wherever she's sitting at. So the first layer is super easy. You do nothing. The back card is going to be intact 100%, so you don't have to do anything with that. So we're going to leave this as our back card, and this first card we're actually going to do this back little wall and her books in one layer. So I got to cut out the wall and the chain, which is a little difficult, and all that, and go around here. So that's what we're going to do. So because I want to use fluffer cards to get a little distance between those, so I don't have to recut and recut, you just put one of these fluffer cards. Now you can tape it or just make sure that they're together. I like to clamp small corners. The smaller clamps the better. Unfortunately, I don't have super tiny clamps. So, I mean, that back card's not going to go anywhere. Alright guys, welcome back. So let me tell you what kind of the steps we did to do this. I spared you the long amount of waiting time and of cutting and watching me cut. So I just kind of cut through right to the chase, and I kind of explain the steps of what we did to get to this point here. So I mean the fillers. Originally I was clamping the fillers together with the card I was cutting, but it became way too difficult. So I basically cut a hole in it so it still would, protrude what I want the card to see, but it still provides the space to give it that depth. And also, I messed up a little bit here because what you want to do is after you cut it, you want to color in the white parts. You really should probably do like matching the color that's around it. So I should have done brown right here. I just did a black marker and it kind of bled in a little bit, but it's fine. It kind of adds like an extra shadow effect, which is just fine with me. The small detailed cuts were pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. So every layer has a little filler. As you can see. And so whenever you're cutting a layer, you want to cut everything you did before. So if you're trying to build a layer, each layer is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And I messed up on this one. I messed up pretty big because I cut the hand off. It's got a little, but nothing a little glue can't fix. See here, filler, and I did get so I had one foil Jalira, so I used that for the actual what she's polymorphing, and also I have for the dust I cut off from that same foil the smoking hand. So I'm actually going to glue that in, so anything that's kind of magical that's doing stuff is going to be foil. So that's going to be a pretty cool effect. So this is the last layer. So on the last one I put in 3 fillers to give it more of that depth, and then the last card, which is just Jalira Polymophest without any pictures at all. So what still needs to happen, I need to get with black marker, draw inside of these lines to give it that white that you can kind of see there. But this is very close to the finished project. I'm going to glue everything using Easy Squeeze, the tacky glue. So it's pretty cool. I'm kind of excited for this. I chose Jalira because she's one of my favorite commanders, and she is super cheap. So I was able to get, this is a total of seven Jaliras. Is it 7? I don't know. There's a lot of Jaliras, and they're all combined to make this awesome version. It's gonna look better when I glue it and get the final touches. I gotta do some small little fixes in the cuts like her hair and whatnot, but I think it looks great. It's gonna be fun busting this bad boy out when I'm ready to play Commander and kind of showing off a little bit. It's pretty unique. Not a lot of people do this. It's fun. So if you guys like this, let us know. Showing kind of the steps or ways to do things. Zach, the other part of Crypto Commander, is going to do some. He's very talented. He's actually an artist. I'm just a scrub who likes to cut things. And he's going to do a tutorial on full art, making a full art version of a Soul Ring. So that's going to be pretty cool. So pay attention for that. Hope you like, and I'll show you the final version in just a second. Alright guys, so we're back, and we have Jalira Polymophest. She is done. She's 7 layers thick. She's pretty sweet. I think it turned out pretty good. I like how I was able to get the foil, all the magical stuff kind of be foil. So, I mean, ideally I did want the whole thing to be foil, but unfortunately, without going online and me being an impatient person not wanting to wait, I didn't have time to get all the foils ones that were mine, even though they're only like $1 a piece. This is pretty sweet. I actually like this. This is how it turned out. You know, the shadowing and whatnot turned out pretty sweet. So, yeah, if you guys like this stuff, let me know. Anything I've done wrong that you may have known, it's pretty sweet. So it is fairly thick. It's 14 cards. No, it's more than that. It's like actually close to 18 cards. So 18 cards thick, which is fine. I mean, it fits in my deck box just fine with the rest of Master Jalira stuff. So that's not a big deal. Pretty big deck box. Yeah, it's so sweet. Very excited. Very excited. Bust this out. So if you guys want to see more of this type of stuff, let me know. It is going to be a little harder to do any other general that I have because they don't cost $1 each, typically. But we can see. We can figure something out. That'd be cool. All right, guys. Well, if you like this, subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe anyways. All right, cool. This is the small tutorial on how to 3D Jalira polymophest.